So the week before a new month, I like to plan our training around monthly goal setting. So if this is your first time doing this, yay. But I'm very big on claiming what you want for your business. So you can be a hobbyist, you can just get money back on your own orders, or you can go for more if that's what you want. So it just depends on the month even. Like there are some months where I won't plan as much for my business as I will other months when I'm like, oh my gosh, Christmas is almost here. I think I'm going to plan a little bit more. So I have this printed worksheet that you guys can find in our Facebook group. I just uploaded it. I know I've uploaded it in the past, but I did it again just so it's easier to find. It's on the top of our file tab in our group. And what it is, it's a really great tool to help you plan your income for the next month. So being that transition month is happening right now, currently, we have a new catalog starting in just like 5 days. I can't even, it's crazy that the spring catalog is ending, the sale is going on, all kinds of things are being discontinued. So if you haven't checked that out, go ahead and do that. Before Saturday ends, because after that, there are so many things that are being discontinued and you won't be able to order them anymore. However, if they are a wax bar, that Scentsy Club is always an option. So with all that happening, come September 1st at midnight, after they upload the catalog to the website, everything will be available for the new catalog. And if you haven't seen that, that's also on the workstation. Part of that is also, well, not part, but separate from that, the Harvest collection is also happening. So lots going on. And it's basically the beginning of our busy season. So many people are ready to smell wonderful fall fragrances. I know I'm over this hot weather. I'm like, come on, I want to wear a sweater already. So people are ready for their fall fragrances. So getting into that, September, what we do when we go plan for the month is we choose the income we want to make. Now, as a hobbyist, you're probably like, oh, I'd be good with a tank of gas. $50. Maybe you're like, okay, I want it to cover my website fee because I like having my website because that way I can just send people a link and they can shop. But I don't want to pay that $15 out of my pocket. And I would love to pay for my car note, your car payment every month. So maybe that's closer to 200, 300, 400. I don't know how much your car payment is, but whatever that amount is, write that down as your baseline income goal. That's going to be your good goal, your baseline. You have to make at least this much. So if it's just the $15, then write down $15. If you think, your car payment would be better, write that down as your baseline goal. I'm going to write down, let's see, for sake of ease, I'll write down $200. So if you want to write down the same as me, that's great. Now, what would be a goal that would be like, oh, if only that would be like, what if I did twice that? That sounds a little bit scary, but I think that's doable. So maybe you write down $400 as your target goal. So that's your better goal, your middle goal. So we have so far, if you have this worksheet because you are a rock star and you printed it really fast. If not, I'm going to show you, I have my good goal here for 200 and my better goal 400. Now, even better, that would be pushing my comfort zone would be maybe like, I don't know, $600 or $1,000 or $1,500, which is so very possible with Scentsy. More than that, there are consultants who are making $10,000 a month. I know my team, I know what you guys have been doing, so I picked smaller numbers based on where you guys are now, not where you guys are right now. So as my stretch goal, I'm just going to stretch it a little bit to $500 because maybe you've never made $500 from your side business with Scentsy, and that feels big to you. So that's what I'm doing. Next, so you have 3 goals, right? You're good, you're better, and your stretch. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be planning what will happen in September based on our middle goal here. Because even if we fall short of our middle goal, we're still going to at least meet our baseline goal. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take your average commission. Now, if you're an essential consultant, which means you're brand new, or maybe you haven't sold at least 1,000 PRV in Scentsy yet, that means you're at 20% commission. I'm going to operate on the basis of 25% because most everybody on our team is already certified, which means they have already sold the minimum of 1,000 PRV to reach that next percentage level. So that's like a permanent raise you get for forever once you reach your first 1,000 PRV. So 25% commission. What we're going to do is also think about all your past orders. You can actually go to your order history and see who has ordered from you and how much PRV are they purchasing from you. Find out the average. You can go look at last month or whatever your last month that had a lot, see what consistently people are purchasing. I think across the board for all of Scentsy, it's about 50 to 65 PRV. So that's about, and in the United States, one PRV is typically $1, unless it's a licensed product, of course. Whereas in other countries, they have a slightly different ratio just because of the exchange rate. So for us in the United States, one PRV for $1, that's roughly a $50 to $65 order. Now, again, you choose. I'm going to use 50 for the sake of making this easy. Most orders, let's pretend, are $50. Now, my actual average for my own personal customers is closer to 65, 70. Just depends on, the month. All right, so now that we have our average commission and a percentage and our average order size, our PRV size, we are going to now decide and figure out how many number of orders do we need to reach our good goal, our middle goal, and the goal that would push us a little bit out of our comfort zone, which is our stretch goal, that bigger income goal. So you are going to take the dollar amount you want to earn. So your income goal, mine was 200, the first smallest one. You're going to divide that by the percentage that you earn, so 25%. Okay, and then you're going to divide that number by your average order size, so $50. That'll give you the number, I have 16 here, 16 orders for me to be able to earn $200. Right? That doesn't sound so scary now. Now that we've broken it apart, I'm like 16 people, like I can just do 2 parties, or I can just do follow-up, or I can post on social media and I am sure I can get 16. Or maybe that's something that's too big for you right now. Maybe that feels big and yours is just maybe like a $50 goal. That's one person. If your goal is to make, oh no, I take it back. If your goal is to make $100, your average number of sales is 8 that you would need for that goal. 8 people, that's one party if you're doing a Facebook party, or I'm jumping ahead of myself, but okay. So 16 people, we're going to do the same thing, the same formula. So we're going to take 400 as my middle goal, whatever your middle goal is. You're going to divide that by 25%, which is our commission. And we're going to divide that number by our average order size, so 32 orders, which makes sense because 16, if I want to double that income of $200 and make 400, I got to double the number of orders that I have. 16 times 2 is 32. So 32 orders, average size orders. And then my stretch goal, 500 income for the month of September. Divide that by my commission, which again is 25%, and that's yours too if you are a certified consultant. And divide that by $50, which is the average order size. That's 40 people. So my goal, my minimum goal, I need at least 16 orders. 32 would be my middle goal of $400, and 40 people ordering $50 each at a 25% commission would be $500 goal met. Now here's the thing. You can keep having a $50 order size, or you can learn to improve your average size order. For me, I love recommending people. I say, let me know what you want to get, because a lot of times you're going to miss out on like any deal that might be available, or like if they really love Luna and they're getting 4 bars of Luna, I'm going to say if you get a 5th bar, you get a 6th one for free. And now I've just increased my PRV for that order. Um, if you know they love Luna and you know that we make it in all the other products that we make it in, you can say, hey, I know you love Luna. Do you want to also grab a hand soap in Luna or whatever it is that we have? I can't think off the top of my head specifically, but you get the idea. And always, I always like to see like if I'm not doing my job if I don't hear the word no. So if they say, oh no, it's all right, I don't need any more, or hey, can I get you something for your car? And they say yes, then that's $3 of a scent circle, or a room spray, or a fragrance flower that you've added, and now your $50 order is $67, 60, $75, and now you need less people to reach your goals, or your goal is going to be met much sooner because you're learning how to offer people the things that they love. They're going to say no if they don't want it, and I'm like, oh, no worries, like you totally I'm not going to pressure you to say yes, but it's my job to at least offer, because if you don't know that we make it, well, that's bad on me, I didn't do my job. So when you earn whatever this commission goal for that you have, um, once you have set it, what are you going to do with that money? There's a place on this form for you to write down what this money would do for you. It's so easy to be disconnected from the fact that this is to improve and benefit our lives. You guys all became a consultant. It's to save money on your own orders, sure, but perhaps also it's to pay for your car bill or your cell phone, or to save up for a vacation. I know consultants who joined and started their business just to save for Christmas, and that's how they paid for Christmas one year. And they're still consultants now because they realize, like, well, hey, this is pretty cool. um, what else? What contribution would this money make to your, like, how would it impact your life? Write that down, because that's important to remember. You're gonna, when you're feeling the friction of learning something new and making new habits, it's helpful to know exactly why it is what we're doing. Part 2 to goal setting. So now that we know how many numbers of orders we need, we're going to figure out, like, how are we going to do that? That's always the question that I love to hear is, I know your desire is there, you're here, you're writing down these goals, but now how are you going to get there? That's the question, right? And you're in the right place to find the answer. So in this sheet, when you do find it later, there's all kinds of ways in which people do Scentsy. Now, some people, they just take their catalogs to work, but that's not going to work for people who want to earn a business. They have to go outside of their initial family and friends. They're going to hit that 4-month wall, and they're like, okay, everybody has their first warmer and bars. Now what? Who do I sell to? And there's no one new. Everybody's set. They already have a good stash. Well, first, new catalog is coming, so that's going to help. But but second of all, yes, we have to break outside of our initial family and friends. So how we do that is how we meet new people. We friend collect. So there's so many ways to friend collect and make new connections, and that's how, Bianca, I met you. I don't even know how it is. I think we had a party and you were a guest or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't actually remember specifically. And it's been different with COVID. A lot of my customers now are through online, whereas before they were all in events and in person through parties. But you don't have to do parties if that's not your jam. I'm going to write down, or I'm going to list off these things, and I want you guys to write down 2 or 3 things that maybe pique your interest. So home parties, basket parties, virtual parties. I like my Facebook parties. Mystery host, multi-host event, which can be in person or online. One-on-one appointments. I love a good coffee date to smell testers. I'm like, yes, you want to smell coffee? I will definitely leave my kiddos at home to meet you to go to work and smell the testers with you. um, Online. That's what I thought, Bianca. Messenger parties. There are Facebook Messenger parties. I think Laura Godwin, who's on YouTube, does a great job explaining how to do a messenger party. Fundraisers, follow up, email. You can create an email list. Shopping links. Oh, here comes Diana. Yay. Mailers, open house. I love a good fall open house. A lunch pop-up. If you ever feel like dropping by a friend's work, if that's your availability, say, I'm gonna go meet you for lunch. I'm gonna bring some sandwiches from Subway, or I'll grab a pizza from Costco and I'll bring it to your break room, and I'll bring the testers, and that way you guys can smell and snack and eat lunch. And that would be a great lunch pop-up with boxes. Maybe that's your jam. Oh, yay! You saw Scentsy online somehow and looked up online to sell, and you popped up as nearby. Oh, I'm so happy. Yay, I didn't know that. Or if I did know that, I forgot that I did know that. Samples. I love giving samples. And if you haven't seen any of my samples, let me know and I'll show you. Scentsy Club. Referrals. There are people who do YouTube videos. If you like to stay home and you want to hit record and then edit so that you feel more comfortable, you're not going live, and you post a video on YouTube that's like 3 minutes long, people can find amazing audiences through YouTube and just have their link right there in the description of the video. And then there's social media, of course. So then there's Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube, I mentioned already, and a blog. You can even make your own blog. What's up, love bug? Mama's working right now. Okay. All right. So once you decide, okay, and Diana, just to catch you up really quickly, we are using this form that I made a million years ago to plan for September. So we're planning our next goals, but I'm adding a little twist at the end because I know you've heard this before, Diana. So the little twist, it's coming. Hang out. She gives me a thumbs up. I love it. So I know that to meet my middle goal of $400 in my pocket, that does not include like the PRV, it includes my commission, right? So it's $400 in my pocket. I need at least 32 people to order an average size order. Where am I going to get that? So you were listening to the list. You probably heard a few ideas that you might want to try. I know for me, home parties, I love a home party. Again, I get to leave kiddos at home. I get to have a mom break. I homeschool. They're with me 24/7 unless I have to go to work. So I'm like, any customer, please want to have a home party because I would love the mom break. That's why I started Scentsy over 10 years ago. And so I'm going to write down, I want at least 2 home parties, but I'm not going to write down 2. I'm going to write down that I can estimate about 8 to 12 orders from a really fantastic home party. Okay, so I'm going to write that down, that number of whatever it is that I think I'm going to be able to attain for those average size orders. I need 32. So I think I'm going to go with just 10. I'm going to average it out. 10 orders from maybe 2 home parties. House party. I mean, that'll work too. I know that I do follow-up, so I'm going to do another 10 orders from follow-up. I have a long list of customers because I've been doing this for a while. Maybe you'll do 5 people from following up. And then also samples. I give samples out all the time. I'm going to estimate about 5 orders will come from samples. And then let's see, I need about, that's 25 people, 25 orders so far. So I think I need about 7 more. I'm going to do my own open house at my house for my customers. I'm going to estimate about 5 orders from there because probably they're going to also take something from my stock. So let's do an open house and then 5 PRV online orders. And then let's do another 5. So I'm going to estimate a little bit high. I'm going to count on my Facebook VIP group. So I'm going to do another 5 orders from Facebook. So just like that, now I know where my 32, and I've actually planned for 35 orders. Remember, if I plan a little bit higher, I fall short. I'm still going to meet my minimum baseline goal, which I know is hard to see if you can see it there. I should probably make this bigger, huh? You're like, of course. Hey, Krista, glad you're here. We are just planning our monthly goals for next month, and I'm trying to remember. It's been so long since I've used Zoom regularly that I forgot how to put it on one person's face. Whatever. I like to see you guys, or at least your names. Okay, so now that we have how many orders we need. We know where they're going to come from. And you're probably thinking, well, I'm not really good at home parties. I don't know how to, I want to do that, but I'm not good at it yet. There's the keyword, yet. So what you can do is, one, ask me, say, hey, I'd like to get better at insert blank, insert whatever it is you want to get better at. And then I'll be like, okay, let's do this, this. These are the trainings you're going to watch. You're going to go to the workstation, you're going to go YouTube, come back to me, tell me what it is that you've planned on how to do that thing, and then I'll see if you need any help. Or if you don't want to do, if you don't want any help, you don't have to have my help. But use all the resources that you have at your fingertips. Our workstation training center, our Facebook group for our team, and then of course YouTube has tons of consultants always willing to share and generously share their ideas for what works for them. For me, when I was brand new, I know I was like, I have no idea what I'm gonna like. I kind of dabbled at everything. And then I found that I really like whatever it is that I do, which is home parties and social media. I do have an email list that I'm learning how to get better at. And I do have my VIP group. I'm not a big thing on open houses, but I do like having them because it's just so awesome to have people at your house. But it's been, anyways, I can go on. All right, third step two, our monthly goals. Now that we know how, now we know the sales channels of where those orders are coming from. Now we're going to actually plug it into our calendar. And then the second sheet of the PDF that I uploaded to our Facebook group is this calendar. The second paper is a calendar, and it says, by the way, you become 42% more likely to achieve your goals by coming here tonight. No, by writing them down and telling people. So I would love for you, if you do fill this out, come share it with me either through text or Facebook message, or post it if you're feeling brave and vulnerable and you're going to do it anyways because it's something scary and new, but post it on our team page to show that you are claiming your income right now. And again, your income can be bigger than what I planned. Like, it can be more than this, but we have to make weak things strong. We have to learn the things we don't know to get better at the things we want to do better, right? It's common sense, but I got to say it just in case. Okay. So we're going to write in everything personal. This is a business that you can have flexibility for, so or plan around your own personal time. If you know you're going on vacation, which I know I'm going to go on a 3-day trip mid-September. I'm not going to plan anything that I need to do in that time frame. If my kids have a class, if I just don't feel like working, I'm not going to plan a time to work that particular day. Cross off those days, put in a dentist appointments, put in all those things, and then you're going to highlight the days in which you do have free. And why we do this is because, let's say that one of your channels, one of the ways you're going to find your orders is through home parties, and you're having a conversation with somebody and they're saying, yeah, I'd love to do a home party. Actually, I've never done one and I'd love to figure out how to do it. And I'm scared, but can you help me? You're like, absolutely. The first thing we got to do is get your party on the date on the calendar so people can, schedule their time. So if you say, I have to look at my calendar, I'll get back to you, it's never going to happen. I can 99.9% guarantee you they're going to back out. So you have, as soon as they say yes, you have to get them to plan a date right then and there. And I like to do it this way when I already have my calendar filled out. I'm like, oh, I know I'm available this day and this day. So you're going to be able to tell them, I have this availability and this day. Which one works better for you? Okay, great. Wrote you down. Do you want to do it in the morning or the afternoon or evening? If you say, what time do you want to do your party? It leaves it too open-ended, and they're going to be struggling for what? Let me think. It's going to, in my experience, it's way easier for them to say yes if you give them two options. If you think you need a third option, that's fine. But two options is always a little bit easier to choose from. Okay, so I also put on the bottom, we have holidays, events, launches, promotions. So cross out Labor Day, right? Any promotions that we have going on, you're going to write that down, because I bet you if you send an email the first day of September sharing that the new catalog is out, that's something that you can count on for an order. probably, if you, especially if you are already warming up your audience in your VIP group on Facebook, and you're telling them right now, oh my gosh, who's with me? Who's sick of this 90-degree heat? And then they're like, oh my gosh, I can't wait for movies and hot chocolate and apple cider, and my pumpkin spice latte is great, but it's still too hot outside to enjoy. Those are the people who love fall, and they're going to be like, September 1st, what do you got? Let me have it. Whatever it is, because they love the season. So you can count on certain promotions to be like, oh, I know I'm going to get orders for that because I know I have someone who loves Hocus Pocus, and we have the Hocus Pocus when we're coming back. You know, things like that you're going to write in the calendar. Okay. This is the part that I'm adding to our training for monthly goals. I totally forgot to write down the month that we're planning for, September. September. Okay, so on the back, if you have it, no big deal. I want you to consider, now that you know these are the ways I'm going to find my orders. I'm going to make samples, or I'm going to do a Facebook party. I'm going to follow the outline that I gave you, because there is an outline you can literally copy paste. Make it sound like you. Do not just post it without changing anything, because you want it to sound like you, not like me. But literally has all the images that you could use. So maybe you're going to do a Facebook party. You know what you're going to send an email. Now you're going to figure out, what are you doing every week on which day? Maybe on Mondays you send an email. Maybe on Fridays you send an email. Maybe on Fridays you follow up. But you're going to write down, break down your order goals into weekly tasks. Every week I'm going to follow up with 5 people. Okay. Then after you have a breakdown of what you're going to do weekly, you're also going to break it down into daily, little itty bitty daily bites. This is how we change our, so often it's so easy to come home from work or wherever you've been and to not even think about what you're doing. You just fall into the habit. And I know for me, it was come home, watch TV after we eat dinner, lounge, go to bed, scroll social media, and that's it, right? It probably sounds a little familiar. So often it's so easy to fall into just what's a habit because we don't think about it. But if we're writing down our goals, already we're 42% more likely to actually attain those goals, especially if we're telling someone else. And if they are broken down into daily itty bitty tasks, then it seems a lot more doable. And it kind of like you have a list of things you could be doing to help your business. And you don't have to stop and completely change it, like anything huge. In other words, you have something manageable, a small little list of 3 or 4 things you're doing every day. That's way more manageable to get done than just to fall in the habit of like getting to your table or your desk or wherever you work your business and then sitting there and you're ready to start, but then you're like, well, I don't know what to do. Oh, well, let me clean my office because I haven't done that. Well, let me clear off my table. Let me go through my chesters. I'm laughing because I do this. Okay, I'm getting a warning. Our meeting's about to end in 10 minutes. We have time, but that is going to be the icing on the cake for changing. Like, what's the quote say? If you've never done it, if you've never had anything, no, I'm messing it up. And if anybody knows it better than I do, you feel free to unmute. You can't have what you've never had if you don't do the things you've never done. That's what it is, right? So you have to be doing something different in not just your weekly life. Here you're attending this awesome training. I hope you think it's awesome. But you now have to break it down into smaller bites, daily bites. What are you changing in your day-to-day life that will help you change the outcome of your effort? If you don't do something, what is it? Oh gosh, darn it. I'm so not eloquent. See, if I can do this, you guys can do this. If you can't have what you never had if you're not willing. Wait, no, that's not it. Bring it up. I posted in our team page like a month ago. Anyways, all right, I'm going to open it up to questions. Feel free to unmute yourself. If you were working alongside me with your goals, if you want to share them, that would be wonderful. But if you have other ideas, questions, by all means.
When would you suggest we start planning for the next month?
Say that one more time.
When do you suggest, so in August, when will we start planning for September? Like now, like the last week,
Yeah.
mid-week, mid-month?
Now, I would like for September, because especially because it is not just a month, a new month, but it's also a catalog change. If you haven't already shared what's being discontinued, if you haven't already shared what's not coming back and that has no promise of coming back, do that today and tomorrow, and then start fresh with the new month and the new stuff the next day. I mean, it really just depends on your goals. If you haven't met your own personal goals for this August, and you're not ready to quit on those goals, which I hope you know that there's plenty of time for them, um, then I would continue working your goals until September 1st comes, you know? Unless, like, if you have anybody specifically after a specific product, maybe just do it individually too. If you have a lot of people who are Disney fans, I know the Disney stuff that's coming out in the Harvest collection, that's going to go quickly, I think. Like the new the pump the make oh, the pumpkin Mickey pillow with the Scentsy scent packs inside. Which, by the way, if you guys haven't seen it, go look at the Harvest collection because it's so freaking cute. I'm so behind on my own stuff, you guys. I'll be working on albums for you guys in our team group, so that way you guys have images to share if you need them, if you haven't done that yet. Anyone else? We have about 6.5 minutes. I hope that helped, Diana.
Absolutely.
Yay. All right. The other thing, really, really quickly, I have a little note here that I added. Accountability. So now that you have your weekly tasks, your daily tasks, the things that you're going to start doing regularly, so that way you can meet your goals more easily. Accountability. It's so easy for us, and I know it's not just me, to say yes to others when they are requiring something of us. Yes, I'll help you. Yes, I'll do that. Yes, I'll volunteer. It's so easy to say yes to other people, but then it becomes when it
Yes, it is.
huh?
Yes, it is. I'm a yes person.
Yeah. And then we promise ourselves, this is Sensi's going to be the thing. I'm going to do the work. And then we break the promises to ourselves that we would never break if we had said yes to someone else. Why is it so easy for us to break promises to ourselves? And I'm not saying that I'm guiltless here, because I am. And you could go into the psychology of it all, talk to your therapist if you have one. But it's like it almost can be not feeling a feeling of we're not worthy, or what would, like, the scary feeling of what success would actually feel like that's something we've never had before. I don't know if I could do that, like, or what could it be? I don't know. But accountability and being able to share your goals, and knowing someone's going to check up on you, and not in a mean, rude way, but just like a you can do it kind of way, that makes a big difference. And I want to be an accountability person for you guys if that's what you want. But I'm also not going to be the person to be saying, go do your work, you're in trouble. That's not my style. And I hope you guys know that. This, having come this far with me. My style is more like, yeah, let me give you ideas if you're stuck. But if you're not doing the work, that's on you, right? And I love you, but that's some tough love right there. If you're not doing the work, of course you're not going to get the results, and that's your business. People say sorry to me all the time for not meeting goals, and I'm like, why are you saying sorry to me? It's your paycheck. Like, I'm here for you. I want to be here for you guys, and I want to help you succeed. But if you don't do the work, I'm not harmed. It's your paycheck. And I hope that doesn't come out wrong or rude, but just know that I am cheering for you guys always.
Oh, said perfectly, friend.
Oh, thank you. I'm all sweaty now because I get nervous saying things like that. All right, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you for hanging out. It's already a little bit after 6:30. Um, I will talk to you guys soon. Post on the Facebook group anything that you plan for your goals. Share how you're going to work your business. People love to see how other people are doing it, and it gives them inspiration as well. And have a great rest of your night.
You
Thanks, friend.
too. Thank you.
You're welcome. Bye, guys.
Bye.